Here is a report of Ohio government actions on 5-22-2026, based on the information available in the provided search results. The clearest Ohio government action connected to this date is an election administration and statewide political event context item. On May 22, 2026, Ohio was in the middle of the post-primary political transition following the May 5 primary election. The search results indicate that the 2026 Ohio gubernatorial primary had already taken place, with candidates advancing after the May 5 vote. This is relevant government activity because it marks the state's formal movement from primary election administration into the general election phase, including campaign, ballot access, and election policy implications handled through Ohio election authorities. The result also notes that early voting for the May 5 primary had begun on April 7, showing that election administration was an active state function in the spring of 2026. A second significant Ohio government-related action in the search results is the State Attorney General's petition review process. On March 16, 2026, a constitutional amendment initiative petition titled Prohibition of Construction of a Data Center Initiative Petition was submitted to the Ohio Attorney General's office, and it was certified that same day. Although this is not dated 5-22-2026 specifically, it is a standing state enforcement and legal review action that would still be relevant to Ohio government affairs on that date, because it reflects ongoing constitutional initiative activity administered by the Attorney General under Ohio election law procedures. The petition sought to add Section 36A to Article II of the Ohio Constitution, and the AG certification indicates formal approval for the petition to proceed to the next stage of the initiative process. A third item in the search results concerns Springfield, Ohio, and is the closest local government public hearing actions surfaced by the search, though the meeting itself occurred on April 21, 2026 rather than May 22. The Springfield city government held a public hearing for the FY 2026 action plan. The hearing materials indicate that the public comment period for the annual action plan officially closed at 5:00 p.m. on the day of the hearing, and that no comments were received. Officials discussed next steps, including a final commission consideration or second reading, scheduled for May 4, 2026, and an internal target to submit the plan by June 1, 2026. The hearing was part of municipal planning and budget-related governance, likely involving federal or local housing/community development funding planning, but the available excerpt does not identify the specific commission members or department staff by name. The search results also point to broader Ohio government activity around economic development and state administration through the Ohio Department of Development website. While no 5-22-2026 specific action is shown in the provided result, the agency is the primary state body responsible for economic development, business support, and community reinvestment initiatives. On a date like May 22, 2026, agency operations would typically include administering incentives, local development assistance, and statewide community support programs, but the provided material does not document a specific announcement, rulemaking, grant award, or enforcement action for that day. The search results do not show a directly dated 5-22-2026 legislative session, bill passage, executive order, emergency rule, court ruling, or major enforcement announcement from the state of Ohio. So, based strictly on the available sources, the most accurate conclusion is that Ohio's government activity visible in the search results for that date is centered on ongoing election administration, initiative petition review by the Attorney General, and local government planning processes rather than a clearly identified statewide legislative or executive action on May 22 itself. If you want, I can turn this into a tighter chronological briefing or expand it into separate sections for state, local, and election-related actions.